Hey guys, I'm Ava, and let's talk about Pokemon. Today, we're going to be talking about the Mega Charizard Ultra Premium Collection, which has been officially announced and is coming out in mid-November. This product is going insane right now, and I really want to talk about it. Pre-orders are already at $350 for this product when MSRP is just $120. Normally, this would obviously not be worth it, but we're living in a very special time right now. So it's actually worth talking about whether this is worth it or not, because we see so many products coming out so high above MSRP that are just impossible to get. And sometimes you're just not gonna be able to get things at MSRP. So is it worth the $350 outside of the fact that MSRP is $120? We're gonna break down the contents of it, the promo, which is definitely the thing that's the most interesting to me about this. Actually, there's two promos, and we're gonna talk about the other contents as well. So there are a lot of rumors going around about this product, but let's just start with the facts that we know are true. This product has an MSRP of $119. It includes 18 booster packs, 2 promo cards. In addition to that, you also get some cool accessories. It has a playmat, sleeves, coins, just like all the kind of stuff you'd normally expect, and also, of course, a code card. So the packs in this are actually kind of insanely stacked. So we have Surging Sparks, Journey Together, Destined Rivals, Mega Evolution, and also Phantasmal Flames. And if that is the actual lineup of packs that you'll get, which isn't always going to be the case with these stock photos, but oftentimes I feel like for the UPCs, they're pretty accurate, is a really, really strong lineup. So, you know, normally at MSRP, 18 packs would be around $90 worth of product, assuming $5 per pack. But in today's market, that's easily more than $90 of packs. But there's not that much more going on in terms of content that would typically have a lot of value. The playmat and also the deck box, of course, are going to be worth, you know, maybe $15 for the playmat, or $25 if we want to assume it's worth what a regular playmat is, and then also like $10 for the deck box. And then the sleeves, maybe another $5 to $10 as well. But the big question mark in terms of how valuable it will be within this box is actually the promos. And there's the Oricorio EX promo that's included, which hopefully nice card, you know, but it is very overshadowed by the Mega Charizard EX promo that it comes with it. And when I saw the pre-order prices for this box, I hadn't actually looked at it that closely. And I saw $350 and I immediately assumed it was going to be the Charizard that everybody had been teasing, that was officially confirmed and is now coming out in Japanese. That is a gorgeous card, features the Mega Charizard EX X form and also the full evolution line of Charizard. So it's just like fundamentally a really gorgeous card. Like, I don't even like Charizard and I think that card is gorgeous. And I was like, you know what? I get it. And then I actually saw the product stock photos, and the Charizard that they chose to include, like, it's not a fundamentally terrible card. It is low-key giving a little bit of MS Paint vibes, similar to that Entei card that I have like a bit of a vendetta against, that Entei V from Crown Zenith. Ooh, they really did Entei dirty with that one. It's still kind of a cool card, but this card just like gets so mogged by the other Charizard. It's like so funny. This Charizard is like you versus the guy she tells you not to worry about with the other Charizard. It's so funny. One thing I do want to shout out about this card that to me actually makes it a lot more special and interesting is looking at the artist who made it. The artist is Saboteri, who actually illustrated a lot of really cool cards recently, notably the Squirtle illustration rare from Stellar Crown, which is like super popular card. It is very cute, and sometimes the simplistic art style stands out more amongst all of these like incredibly detailed portrait, like very detailed, beautiful illustrations. Not that simple isn't beautiful, but what I'm saying is it just has a different vibe. And he actually started illustrating cards for Pokemon because he entered the illustration contest in 2022, and his Sizer card that he designed was a semi-finalist, which is really, really cool to think that you go from being a fan illustrating cards for the contest and now like a regular artist for Pokemon. And it's pretty impressive that he is getting such a like S-tier Pokemon to illustrate. Like, obviously this is like a more notable card rather than say an illustration rare, which is like still very important, but like not the showstopper. So really cool seeing such a new artist who's only been illustrating for Pokemon for a few years get to have, you know, Mega Charizard EX. Like, Mega Charizard X is like the only form of Charizard I do think is really, really cool. It looks so good. So that's everything that we know for a fact. So we're gonna get into the speculations, and I also want to talk about some rumors that are going around about this box. Some people are speculating a $2.9 million box run, which people are saying might be a 3x things like the prismatic UPC, which, if true, is pretty insane. Obviously, the demand for this product is going to be very, very high. We saw one Charizard UPC do really well, and people are likely to assume this will do the same, but the story of that one is also quite interesting. Pre-orders were going for like around 180 plus at the time that the box was about to come out, and then it comes out, drops to like $100 or less, and then only starts creeping up a while later. So not an immediate success story. So a lot of this is like very contextual. It's not that you should never buy something like this, but you might want to think about when you should buy it. That's always the question that I'm trying to answer with my channel, is like, when you should buy something. Is this the thing that you should buy right now, or are you giving up on buying something else? Because we only have so much money to spend on shiny cardboard. Even I cannot spend all my money on shiny cardboard. I do still have to eat and pay rent and maybe save like a little bit of money. But what I will say about that 2.9 or 3, let's just say 3 million box run is I haven't seen a lot of reliable sources talking about this. It just seems to be like rumor mill going. I would totally believe this has a very high print run given the demand right now. But I don't think we should weigh it too heavily in our discussion, nor do I think we even need to come to like a reasonable conclusion about this. So talking about like the value of this box. First, it's not just about the contents inside. Obviously, it being sealed in itself is valuable. Sealed products are collectible. A lot of these products are worth way more than the packs inside, and those are worth way more than the actual cards inside the box. But when you look at the contents of the box outside the promos, you have $90 for those packs, and then around another $40 to $60 in value from the non-pack contents outside of these promos. And then you have 2 promos. The Oricorio, I don't think is going to carry much weight. So outside of this Charizard, let's say there's around $150 worth of value. Is this card worth around $200? No. For the longest time, the other Charizard promos, which arguably are a bit more interesting to collectors or like more appealing, because there were, first of all, 3 of them, and everybody I think had at least one of them that they really liked, if not all 3 of them. They were a very strong lineup of promos, but also those were like $8 to like $13 for a really, really long time after release, partly because the print quality was pretty bad. A lot of people got burned because they were planning on buying these to grade the promos, and then just so many people were getting 9s. It was like low-key, really funny, had to be there kind of thing. And crazy to think that that type of story is like already forgotten right now. But it's so likely that this product will get cheaper. Will you be able to get this for MSRP? Probably never. Like with the way the market currently is, it's not realistic to think you'll get this at MSRP. Does that mean you should never buy it? Not necessarily. But I don't think you should pay $350 for this. If you can get a pre-order at MSRP, 100% do it. But like, let's be realistic. That's not possible for most people. Like, I literally cannot buy anything from the Pokemon Center. They think I'm a bot. I'm just trying to buy 1 ETB. Cannot do it. And so we have to think like, okay, how much would I pay for this? I would maybe, after release, pay like $200 for this product. I think that's a pretty reasonable price. Maybe even up to $250, but just for $350, I could so easily see this dropping to $250 after release. And even if it doesn't, to me, that's not the end of the world, because how easy, just from an investment perspective, because obviously that's the focus of my channel, if you want to rip this, like, you do you, but also terrible financial decision. It would be really difficult to achieve a similar return with a box that immediately is 3x MSRP, already worth $350, to 3x, that box has to get to $1,000, which is kind of insane when you think about it. That is not an easy feat. So if you want to find the best ROI, it's not about buying the most hype product, it's buying the thing that is the best value, which is, why I always talk about buying things based off of like their relative value compared to other things that are available. Right now, I can't say like, buy, let's say like Mega Evolution for $80, or, a less desirable set like Temporal Forces for $80, because you can't, it's not possible. But what you can look at is what is available and what you think is undervalued relative to everything else coming out right now, because things will get cheaper over time. They just have to, because if the demand stays so high, Pokemon will print more, or the demand will decrease and the print runs will stay the same. Things will eventually equalize, but that doesn't mean the things that are coming out right now will ever get to MSRP because their like window of opportunity will have passed. They will no longer be in print, but they will have some minimum price that they hit and they will have some percentage increase. And right now, this is not the product to buy if you want to have like a reasonable ROI on your investment. If you can get it for closer to like $200 down the line, I think that totally makes sense, especially as a longer term hold. This will still appreciate in the long run. I'm sure this box will eventually be over $500, probably decent chance within the next few years, but that's still, for this box to get to $500, which is 4x MSRP, that is only a 50% ROI with the current price. Isn't that insane to think about? It's actually less than a 50% ROI, but like that is so wild. So I would go out there and look at the products. When you think about them, you shouldn't be thinking, ooh, do I see this going up? Like, how much can this go up? How many times can I multiply my money over a long period of time? Because for me, like, I've been holding a lot of products for, God, almost 10 years now. I feel like such a boomer. Because like we're not gonna talk about that. I was a kid, very into Pokemon, obviously. If you're new to my channel, huge Pokemon, like giga nerd. But those are the things that I think are important to think about. And like in these crazy times, it's so important not to give into FOMO. That doesn't mean only pay for things if they're below MSRP, because if you want to engage in the hobby right now, you just have to pay above MSRP. But it does involve being mindful. So if you like everything in this box, totally just buy the promo after release. Maybe like wait a month or two. That would be a great time to buy the promo for this. And if you want to buy the box, I would say buy it in a month or two if it hits a reasonable price. If you need to have this in your collection, I would still wait till after release, because the odds of it just going straight up from here are very low. So even Dust and Rivals went down from those pre-order prices and then ended up shooting back up. But it did get down to around 200 to 220 per box. So same thing, very likely to happen with this product. I know this kind of just turned it into like a little bit of a rant about this type of stuff, but I do think it's super important. And I also think it's important to not be jaded about things, like not just like hate on things just because, to think critically about it and say like, what would make this worth it? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please consider subscribing. And also I made an X account, which I'll have linked down below, so I can shitpost about Pokemon and just like ramble about my thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.